Right, top of the morning, Abuja. Welcome to your number one sports show, Sports Track, on the station that Ross Capital 92.9 FM. This morning, we'll be looking at some trending stories, also talking about the UEFA Champions League as the first part of match day 4 actually took place yesterday. We're going to be looking at some of the results and the fixtures for today. Also, NFF suspends 14 NPFL referees, and Okwayemi Ajakaye, Faith Omilano, and 17 others called to the camp of the 20 women's team. Talking about the camp of Coach Christopher Danjuma ahead of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup Qualifiers. And of course, Manchester City continue their UCL title defense as they cruise to the next stage of the competition. My name is Friday Joshua Babaujo, the leatherweight champion, and I'm not alone this morning. I've got Desi Nicholas. Desi, good morning.
Abuja, good morning. And it is no surprise that the NFL had to take that decision to suspend 14 NPFL referees. Again, how are these guys treated?
All right, we also have Sonny Kanto, the man for
Friday Joshua. Good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Tessa Nicholas.
Let's kickstart the show with cricket. Let's let you know that the Nigeria Cricket Federation has expressed satisfaction over the level of growth recorded in the game this year. President of the Federation, Uyi Akpata, stated this at the just concluded annual general meeting of the board members and the zonal representatives across the country. Akpata is optimistic that with response so far, the East, North and West Nigeria will make the top 3 in the continent by the end of 2026. According to him, with the mandate given by the International Cricket Council, cricketers will prove their worth. Also speaking after the symposium held at the Media Center Package A of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, the chairman, Bauchi State Cricket Association, Malam Musa Yali, believes that the AGM came when it is needed the most. He, however, maintained that with necessary support from the state government, cricket in the state will take new phase at the grassroots in the state. Austin Wakwe reports that all the zonal representatives went home with cricket equipment after the Congress in Abuja. Now let's go straight to basketball. Action continues today at the Indoor Sports Hall of the Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, for the ongoing Savannah Conference Basketball Final Phase 2 League. Speaking on the importance of the Savannah Conference League Final Phase, the zonal representative North Central Adamu Dashi told KFM Sports that the teams representing their state and the paramilitary teams are taking each match as it comes because everyone wants to make an impact at the end of the league. According to the representative, the Nigeria Basketball Federation will use this medium to discover talent that would be a team to watch at any competition in the country and the world at large. Correspondent Austin Wakwe reports that the league will end at this Sunday here in Abuja. Let me come to you, Sonny Kanto. What have you seen so far with the match days that you've experienced at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium?
Well, it has been a fascinating moment, a uniting opportunity for basketball fanatics as well. At the Package BMKO Abiola Stadium here in Abuja, so much has happened. Nigeria team Custom have been doing amazingly well, beating their first opponent, Plateau Peaks, and also winning 3 matches is a big advantage for them. Having won 5 straight matches in the first phase that was held here, and also looking at the fact that they have the likes of Abdul Yahya and of course other national players like Ibe Ago, Sivanos Yakobo, David Godwin, it makes it look very comfortable for them. But it's not over yet because Boko City Chief has employed a service of 3 foreigners in their team, and it looks as if they are also a major contender, just like Kano Pillars, where you have Azoma DK and of course other experienced national players. But it's a game and everything is going well for the meantime, and basketball is having the real moment at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. So let's look out forward to the weekend.
Let's go straight to football, where the head coach of the Nigeria Under-20 Women's Football team, the Falconets, Christopher Danjuma, has invited 19 players for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup second round first leg qualifying match against Tanzania. And of course, the list has Faith Omilano of Niger Rattles and also Okwayemi Ajakaye and 17 others. Tesi Nicholas, what do you make of this list?
Good one, but again, one would have expected that these girls ought to have called up way before this time. But again, we know how to do this fire brigade preparation sometimes, and sometimes it goes well for us, and at other times it backfires. Chris Danjuma knows bulk of these young ladies, and putting his tactics together with them wouldn't be a big problem. But again, a lot of underdog countries in football we used to look down on have grown, and so we down here make this mistake mistake in thinking they are where they used to be. They are not where they used to be anymore. If you do not get it right, they will shock you, they will hit you, and then it is them you will see at the international stage, even if they do not do well. But the fact is, there is already a bragging right out there, and we wouldn't want to miss this competition, because we know that when it comes to the age grade down to the under 20, we do not play with it. So I'm hoping Christopher Danjuma will not look down on the Tanzanian ladies.
Last time, FIFA 20 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica, where we got to the quarter-final stage. Now, what do you make of this list of players? Should we qualify? What do you think Christopher Danjuma should do differently to advance the level where we finished in the last World Cup?
Christopher Danjuma knows that the game cannot be played the way it was played at the last. You can only build on what you have. But again, what has Christopher Danjuma learned from the last World Cup? Because I don't know if our coaches sometimes do sit down, get these clips, sit with these ladies to do a review. Ladies, I think we need to do it differently, because this for me is not good enough. We have a lot of good talent. We have talents that abound just about everywhere, both at home and abroad. And sometimes it beats me that we can't go beyond our nose. It beats me really. And so I begin to ask, is it that our coaches do not have the required tactical acumen to get us to where we want to? Are they just there for the political reasons? Someone feels, okay, now my party now make a put time for them, make it just they may say shop something, things like that. So there are times I question the tactical acumen of our local coaches, but again, he knows that it has to be better than what he achieved the last time.
All right, the match between Nigeria and Tanzania would be played on the 12th of November at the Azam Sports Complex in Dar es Salaam by 1 p.m. Nigerian time, while the return leg will hold on 19th November at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. The winner on aggregate will progress to the third round of the race to Colombia in 2024. The Nigeria Football Federation (NPFL) has slammed the preliminary suspension on 14 referees from the ongoing Nigeria Premier Football League over poor officiating.
We cannot continue lamenting that the league is not good enough, and then you have a group of people again who give us lower ratings, because it is what you do in the league really that will give, or that will bring us back to the international fold. And if the NFF has taken this decision, then it means something is wrong. A lot needs to be done, because a lot of times referees have a role in making your league watchable. Because if you do not have standard referees, then
and fair results,
then you don't have any business running the league, because the referees have a very big role to play, and if they are not playing that role, then something is wrong. What do they need? Do they need to be trained? Because I can tell you that some of these referees, a good chunk of them are FIFA badged referees. And so if you carry that badge and you cannot justify the badge, then it calls for a review, really, for me.
All right, the referees. There was a game that happened over the weekend, Bendel Insurance versus Rebel Stars. Bendel Insurance actually went ahead in 25th minute through Seriki, and when Rebel Stars got their chance at goal, it actually came from a throw-in, and the player tripped before throwing the ball. Then that led to a goal, and the referee cancelled the goal that they should take the throw-in again. But sometimes this pressure from fans, don't think is responsible from referees trying to bend his decision.
I think he should have stood his ground.
So he actually did, but a lot of people came for his head.
No, come for his head, and then when you do it, they will take you away from that place, and you will go and play in Zamfara maybe for the next 2 seasons, and then you will pay like 10 million. I think for me, referees like that should stand their ground. You tripped. That is a foul play.
Of course, that is the rule. When you trip, you have to retake the throwing, no matter the outcome of that throwing. So in today's fixture for the NPFL, Doma United will be at home to Bendel Insurance. How do you see this clash?
A big match for me, because Bendel Insurance last season did put up a yeoman's job. They were a side a lot of people wanted to watch, because we dubbed them the Benin Arsenal, as they were fondly called last season. But again, for this season, you know that a lot of coaches would have watched their style of play, would have done a lot of investigation on this team, and then see how to break them down. But again, Bendel Insurance will be counting on home support to see that they get one over Bendel Insurance, so that they can move up the table. But again, it's not going to be an easy match, feisty, and I am also hoping that the center referee or the referees for this match who allow the game flow. Forget the fans, just go there and get the job done. Do your job as you
Champions League, and the results for yesterday saw Manchester City demolish their opponent 3 goals to nothing, and that has actually moved them to the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. It was a 3-0 win over Young Boys, and yesterday it was actually a glorious one for them. And some other team who actually picked wins yesterday, AC Milan defeated PSG 2 goals to 1. Newcastle United suffered a shocking 0-2 loss to Dortmund, looking at their fine form from the first half of the group stage, and now they are going 2-0 down to Dortmund, and that has pegged them bottom of their group on 4 points. You see Newcastle surviving.
They have to beat AC Milan in the return leg and also beat PSG, which is not going to be an easy task for them. Why do you want to rotate? Who are you playing this weekend? Because you kept 2 of your best wingers, Almiron and Godon, on the bench, and you expect magic, miracle from where? I don't know what Eddie Howe's plans are. I don't know if he plans to play in the Europa League, but trust me, Friday Joshua, the Europa League is not for boys, it is for men. Because if you ask Barcelona, they will tell you that competition is not a place where you think tiki-taka will take you all the way. I just hope they get their acts together, see how you can get a vital point, at least against AC Milan and then PSG.
Alright, that's the size of the package this morning. Thanks to my producer, team of producers, Abdul Olimisi, George Adame and Fidelis Ame, for putting this together.